Best wishes everyone. I am Vanapalli Harshiki studying PharmD. Today our topic is cell structure. Now coming to the cell structure, cell is the smallest functional unit of the body. The human body develops from a single cell called zygote. This zygote is formed from the fusion of egg and sperm. These group of cells give rise to tissues. Group of tissues gives rise to organs. Group of organs gives rise to organ systems. Collectively, all the organ systems produce into human body. A cell consists of many organelles like plasma membrane, nucleus, mitochondria, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, cytoskeleton. Now coming to the plasma membrane, this consists of two layers of phospholipids with protein and sugars embedded in it. The phospholipid molecules have a head which is electrically charged as hydrophilic and a tail which has no charge and is hydrophobic. Hydrophilic means it loves the water. Hydrophobic means fear of water. The structure of the plasma membrane is like a sandwich with the hydrophilic heads aligned on the outer surfaces of the membrane and the hydrophobic tails forming a central water repelling layer. The plasma membrane consists of membrane proteins. These proteins will help to transfer the non-lipid soluble particles in and out of the cell. That means these facilitate the movement of the particles. These membrane proteins perform many functions like the branched carbohydrate molecules attached to the outside membrane surfaces give the cell its immunological identity. That means this carbohydrate molecule chain which is attached on the outside membrane will act like a receptor coding entity. These act as receptor sites for hormones and other chemical messengers. They act as pump to facilitate the transport of substances across the membrane. Here we can see the structure of cell membrane. Here we can see the hydrophilic heads on the outer sides of the membrane and hydrophobic tiles inside the membrane. Now coming to the nucleus, it is the cell organelle which is known as brain of the cell. It controls all the events going on in the cell. The nucleus further consists of nuclear membrane, nucleolus, nuclear pores, genetic material, nucleoplasm. The nucleus is the larger organ in the animal cell. All cells contain nucleus except red blood cells. Red blood cells are also known as erythrocytes. The membrane enclosing all the nucleolus, genetic material and nucleoplasm is known as nuclear membrane. That means the outer layer of the nucleus is known as nuclear membrane. The fluid present in nucleus is known as nucleoplasm, which is similar to the cytoplasm. The pore present on the nuclear membrane are known as nuclear pores. Genetic material in human is DNA. The RNA molecules are also present in nuclei like mRNA, tRNA, etc. Here we can see the structure of nucleus. It contains nucleolus, chromatin, nucleoplasm, nuclear pore, nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope is nothing but nuclear membrane. And we can see the endoplasmic reticulum, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum containing ribosomes embedded in it. Now coming to the mitochondria. Mitochondria are membranous sausage shaped structures present in the cytoplasm. These are known as the powerhouse of the cell. These produce the ATP which gives energy when broken. The energy needed by the cell is produced by the mitochondria. The most active cell types have the greatest number of mitochondria in them. The mitochondria perform aerobic respiration. Here we can see the structure of the mitochondria. Here, now if we asked about about the structure of the mitochondria, then we have to write all these points and we have to explain all the parts of the mitochondria. Here, coming to the inner membrane of the mitochondria, this inner membrane contains ETC and ATP synthase for oxidative phosphorylation. The outer membrane contains transport proteins for shutting pyruvate into mitochondrion. Now coming to the cristae, cristae is the highly folded so as to increase the surface area is to volume ratio so that it can perform well. The next, coming to matrix, has appropriate enzymes and a suitable pH for the Krebs cycle. Now the intermembrane space, the space between the outer membrane and inner membrane, has a small space to quickly accumulate protons. Now going on to the ribosomes. These are tiny granules composed of RNA and proteins. They synthesize the proteins by reading the RNA and using amino acids. There are two types of ribosomes, 70S and 50S. They present in cytoplasm and also on the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now coming to the endoplasmic reticulum is an extensive series of interconnecting membranous canals in the cytoplasm. Now let's see the differences between both types of endoplasmic reticulum, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, these have smooth surfaces. They are not studded by ribosomes. They are present as freely flowing in the cytoplasm. They provide vesicles for cis phase of the Golgi apparatus. Develops from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. These involved in intoxication of some drugs. Coming to rough endoplasmic reticulum, these have rough surface. These are studded by ribosomes. These are present attached to the nuclear membrane. These provide proteins and lipids to Golgi apparatus. It may be developed from nuclear membrane. This involved in the synthesis of enzyme and hormones. Now going on to the Golgi apparatus, this consists of stacks of closely folded flattened membranous sacs. It is present in all cells but is larger in those that they synthesize and export proteins. These pack the proteins into vesicles and transport them with ease. These vesicles are stored for future use. These vesicles move to cell membrane and release proteins whenever needed. Now here we can see the structure of the Golgi apparatus. Here in Golgi apparatus we have cis phase and trans phase. From the cis phase, the incoming transport vesicles are taken up by the Golgi apparatus and processed, and here through cisternae go on to the trans phase and newly forming vesicles will be secreted out. Now going on to the lysosomes, these are known as suicidal bags of the cell. These are small vesicles formed from Golgi apparatus. They contain enzymes known as lysosomal enzymes. These enzymes, when activated, can destroy the foreign particles, that means microorganisms, unwanted chemicals, unwanted enzymes, etc. And sometimes the parental cell also may be digested by the lysosomes. Now here we can see the structure of the lysosome. It has glycosylated membrane transport proteins and lipid layer and hydrolytic enzyme mixture. This hydrolytic enzyme mixture is the lysosomal enzyme. Now coming to the cytoskeleton, this consists of microfilament, microtubules, centrosomes, cell extensions. Microfilaments are smallest fibers. These provide structural support, maintain the characteristic shape of cell and permit contractions. Example, actin in the muscle. Coming to the microtubules, microtubules are larger contractile protein fibers that involved in the movement of organelles within the cells, chromosomes during the cell division and cell extensions. Centromere directs the organization of microtubules within the cell. It consists of a pair of centrioles and plays an important role in the cell division. The cell extinctions are nothing but projections of the plasma membrane on outer and inner surfaces. On the outer side, cell have projections like microvilli, cilia, flagella, etc. The microvilli are small tiny projections that contain microfilaments. These present on absorptive cells and facilitate those cells to absorb efficiently by increasing the surface area. Here we can see the structure of the microvilli in the lumen of the small intestine. They line the small intestinal villi, and these microvilli facilitate the absorption. Coming to the cilia. Cilia are microscopic hair-like projections containing microtubules that lie along the free borders of some cells. They beat in one direction to facilitate the movement of the substances. In the esophageal, can be seen in the esophageal cells, and these cilia will help the substances to come out or go through the tubules. For example, cilia present in trachea will help the sputum to come out of the lungs. So likewise, the cilia help the movement of the substances in the lumens. Now coming to the flagella. Flagella is a single long whip-like projection containing microtubules which form the tails of spermatozoa that propel them through the female reproductive tract. Here we can see the internal structure of the cilia and flagella. Here we can see plasma membrane, doublet microtubules, Dynein arms, radial spokes, central microtubules, inner sheath, nexin, etc. This is the internal structure of the cilia and flagella. Now we can see the filament of sperm. This is the flagella of the sperm. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe for more videos. In the next lesson, we will see about cell cycle. Thanks for watching.